This is Ty with Cincy Diesel Power. Today I'm going to show you a customer's truck that came in. It's this 99 Powerstroke, and it came in, it would start up and run for about 5 seconds and then shut off. And they spent about 2 weeks trying to figure out what was going on with it. And they finally gave up and sent it up here to me. It's got about 164,000 miles on it. It's a one owner truck. Guy's always taking care of it. So what I'm going to show you is if you're having an issue like this, the first things you need to do, number one, change your crank position sensor and see if that helps. In this case it didn't. They changed it right away. It didn't help at all. If that doesn't work, you don't have diagnostic tools, I'm going to show you the first thing you need to do is come out here, and right here behind the alternator you'll see the injector control pressure sensor right here. Go ahead and unplug it. This will go ahead and set a default to give you at least about 700 psi so the truck will start. This truck needs 500 psi of oil pressure for the injectors to start. And as soon as I got it here, I unplugged that before I even plugged the laptop in. And I'll show you what we get. Wait for that glow plug light to go out. This is the first time I've started this morning. You'll get this loping, and you just kind of ease your foot on the throttle for a second, let off. Now I got an idling truck, so I pretty much know that's going to be my issue. So what I'll do now is I will plug in the laptop and show you exactly what is going on inside the motor. Okay, I got it hooked up here. I'm using Auto Ingenuity, and what you'll see is this truck never did throw a check engine light, but there are codes in here for injector control pressure sensor circuit low. Now that wasn't there. That's probably because I just unplugged the sensor. And then there's exhaust pressure sensor, which I'll show you later how to clean that out and get that working right, and check your tube, because that usually won't throw a check engine light most of the time. And if you don't have this software, you're not going to be able to see that code, P0470. Now going back, this is my injector control pressure. We need at least 500 psi for the injectors to fire, and then it should run a little above that just at idle. And then over here is my injector pressure regulator duty cycle. If this gets to 65% while cranking, I've got a leak somewhere and you're gonna have a hard start. This truck doesn't do it. I'm gonna see I got a bad sun glare. I'm gonna go ahead and crank the truck, see if we can see what's going on here. So we saw it didn't get to 65%, ain't nowhere close. And I'm running about 700 psi. And now the truck's running smooth. But what was happening is when that set a fault, when that sensor went bad and it set a fault, I got a code in here on the computer for injector driver module codes, meaning it had put this truck basically into a safe mode, and that's what was causing it not to fire off. When I unplugged that sensor and start the truck and then plug the sensor back in, the code went away and the driver module is letting it run now, but it's still not running quite right, and I'll show you here in just a minute. Okay, so we're changing the ICP sensor, and this is the old sensor and this is your new style sensor, and you can see there's a difference in the way they look. This one's got a 5/8 end on it down here, and this is 1 1/16", and there's a major difference in them. And if you have, this is an early style sensor, if you have this sensor in your truck, you need to change it to this style. It'll make a big difference. I have lots of problems with this style sensor. Change it over to the larger, the internals are different, but also the look of it. Change your sensor over to this sensor. So we're going to go ahead, put it in the truck, and I'll show you. It's real easy. It's snowing outside, but I got stuff in the shop, so I'm going to go ahead and change it just outside. It only takes a few minutes. Okay, I'll show you how easy this is to do as soon as I figure it out. Okay. Your sensor is going to be right here behind your alternator, and that's it right there. And there's the plug. So go ahead and reach down there, unplug it, and then what you need is a short 5/8 wrench like I have on there, or a crow's foot. And all you got to do is reach your arm down around the alternator in between the boost tube, and you can go ahead and pop it loose. Sometimes you might have to take a pry bar and pry that back. And then when you get it out of there, all you got to do is take your new sensor, thread it in, plug it in, you're good to go. That's all there is to replace an ICP sensor on a 7.3. Okay, for the exhaust pressure sensor code, I had P0470. I'll show you what is going on here. Your exhaust pressure, back pressure sensor sits right down here. There's a degas bottle right here behind the idler pulley on the top side. So you just go ahead and reach down and unplug it, and then pull this hose back out of your way. I already got this one loose. It's a 1 inch. And see if I can get it out of here with one hand. I'll probably end up dropping the thing. Nope. So that's the sensor itself. And you can see it's got a little bit of gunk in the sensor. So we'll spray that out and clean it out. But the biggest thing is the actual tube coming off of there. I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up or not. You can see it's actually clogged. All that black spot down there, it's clogged completely with soot. That's most likely why we're getting this code. So if you have one of these trucks, you either get the code, or on one of your maintenance, pull this thing out and blow this tube out. All you're going to use is shop air. I'm going to take the blow gun, stick it down there and blow that tube out. And the tube runs from up here and down through the back of the front of the motor here, behind the AC compressor and all that. And it runs down and hooks into the passenger side manifold. The easiest way to usually get to it is come through the fender well, and I can't really get the camera to show it, but if you come through here, it's sitting right about up in here, not too hard to get to. It just screws on. So when you blow in the air in there, listen for a leak, because that tube can break, and if you have a leak, you need to replace the tube and clean your sensor, replace the sensor. So I'm gonna blow it out and I'll show you on the scanner if we get any codes back. So I was unable to save the exhaust back pressure tube, and if you look right here, it had a split I couldn't see on the back side. So that's why I wasn't getting pressure. Also, it's pretty clogged. This side's not as bad. This side broke off when I went to take it out of the cylinder, or the exhaust manifold. And this connects up here at your sensor and runs down to your exhaust manifold. So I got a new line, new fittings. Of course, go ahead and put a new sensor in. This whole kit came together. It's like $40-something with the new sensor and everything. That'll take care of the issue if you're getting exhaust back pressure sensor code. It doesn't take very long to get to swap this out. 5/8 fittings. This one down here I had to heat up to get off the manifold. You might have to heat that one. This one up here, the sensor comes right off. And then there's no brackets or anything that hold this tube. It just slides in and out. So that'll solve that problem. Okay, so we got the new ICP sensor and the new exhaust back pressure sensor tube and sensor in this 99 Powerstroke. And I'm going to show you here what we got. Now, this is your injector control or injector pressure regulator percentage. You never want this to have to get to 65%. If it does, the pump's trying too hard to fire off the truck, and it's you're probably going to be at a no start at that point. You've got a high pressure oil leak somewhere. This is my PSI for injector control pressure. This is the sensor we replaced. So when I crank the truck, we're going to watch the IPR to make sure it doesn't get anywhere near 65. The lower the better. And then we need at least 500 PSI here before the injectors will fire. And the software's behind, but you can see we didn't get very high at all. The injectors are fired. I don't know why the software's jumping in and out like this, but you can see the truck's running. It's nice and smooth. The idle jumps up real fast. That's another thing you'll find with a bad IPR a lot of times is you go to stomp on it and it'll be real sluggish. This one's responding real nice. Software, I don't know, the software's having a bad day today. I don't know why it's jumping around like that. But my IPR percentage, meaning the amount of pressure, the amount of work the pump's having to produce to keep this truck running, is low. 10%, that's good. The higher that number is, the better chance you have a leak, possible bad injectors, several things. But you want to have it nice and low, because that means that thing's not having to work hard to run the truck. And you can see I'm revving it up. And even revving it up, if the software will catch up with me here. Saw it hit 20. It's not. Something's wrong with the software. But it doesn't get anywhere near it. All the pressures look good. So this truck's fixed. IPR, exhaust back pressure sensor and tube. And then I wound up putting a electric vacuum pump in the man's truck because it was stuck on defrost. If your truck's stuck on defrost and you can't get anything out of the vents, check the electric vacuum pump. If you have an electric one on your truck, it's probably bad. It'll default to defrost only. So this truck's ready to roll. Hopefully it can go for a while. I did notice the transmission's got a shutter, so that might be his next investment, which is kind of weird with $164,000 on these Fords, but something caused it to go bad. So, but for now the motor runs well. It's a nice snowy day here in Cincinnati. I'm ready to go back in the shop.